Good morning. This is video number 1 for Onshape, Thor's hammer. So, after you have signed in or logged in to Onshape, you will open it and it will look like this screen. You can see that I have some options here, and you can see my previous parts that I created are listed down here. I could just pick one of those and open it if I wanted. But what I'm going to do today instead is create. So I'm going to go up here to the top left where the button says create, and I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to click on document. Even though we're doing a drawing, it's called a document. And I'm going to say Onshape 1, and creating the document. So then it opens eventually into this window. And you see several things. You see the word sketch here, and you see options that you can do in this window. You see this isometric cube that shows right now the front, the right side, and the top. And then you see origin. And before I start to draw, I'm going to pick a plane. You see these 3 planes. We have the right plane, we have the front plane, and the top plane, because we're going to be drawing to start with in 2 dimensions on a plane, and then we're going to extrude or rotate, but primarily extrude up or down from that plane to make Thor's hammer. So I'm going to click now on here on the top left on the word sketch. And you hear those cars going by, and I have to pick a plane. I'm going to pick the top plane to sketch on. And I'm going to click here on the isometric view on the word top so I can change my rotation so that it just shows the top plane. You can see the other 2 planes are still here. They're just shown as just a line because I've switched orientation here. All right, so you can see on my sketch right here, sketch 1, I've selected the top plane to draw on. I'm going to start Thor's hammer by making a rectangle. See the rectangle icon here? And I'm going to click to the little arrow to the right of it, and I'm going to choose that I want a center point rectangle. And I'm going to make a rectangle starting at this center point. I'm going to click. I'm not letting go of the mouse pad and drag out. It doesn't matter right now what size it is until you let go. So I clicked and then dragged it out and then let go. If you click twice, you're going to mess yourself up, but you can still get back from that. So on this case, you can see here that there's a gray box with white inside of it. That's letting me pick the size I want the hammerhead to be. And I'm going to make Thor's hammer 4 inches long. So I type 4 and hit enter or return. Now it's giving me this, and you see it put the dimension in there, 4 inches, and it changed how it looks. Now on this side, again, I'm just going to type. I'm not going to click on that box or I'm going to mess myself up. And I'm going to click and I'm going to make the width 2 inches. So now I have a 4 by 2 inch rectangle. And you can see that the center of this is going to be right here at the center. That's going to make making the handle much easier because I'm going to have a center point right there to work from. The next thing I'm going to do is round off my corners. So I'm going to click on this icon for sketch fillet. And I'm going to click on this corner right at the point. It's not letting me. And it's saying you put in a 1/4 inch fillet, which is about what I want. You could change that if you wanted by clicking on that amount. And I'm going to do all 4 corners. And now you can see I've rounded off all 4 corners. I'm going to click the green arrow to finish that sketch. And you can see my rectangle with 4 fillets. The next step, and you can see sketch 1 has appeared over here in this menu. Sketch 1 is there. You can turn it off or turn it on, and you can see it or not see it. I want it on. The next thing I'm going to do is come up here again to this menu line, and I'm going to click the extrude button. And I am going to extrude or make it 3-dimensional. So it's a new extrusion. I am going to change it to symmetric because I want it to be both sides of the center plane. And I'm going to make it so that it's square. On one end, I'm going to make this 2 inches. I'm going to change the 1 to 2, and I'm going to click OK. It did not like, oh, I forgot to say where I was sketching, so it wouldn't let me. So that I clicked on the face of sketch 1. That's my region I want to extrude. Then I'm going to click OK. Now on this plane, you can't really see how 3-dimensional is unless it's harder to do on a. So I'm going to go over here to this triangle, and I'm going to switch to isometric view. And now you can see that my hammer there is 3-dimensional. It's a rectangle, and it's square on this end. So if I looked at the right side view, you could see that square. That is the end of video 1.